Robert Patterson, and I work for a great outdoor media company. For people who don't know what outdoor media is, that's all the billboards, advertising you see out in the street, on highways, on the floor, on the elevator, everywhere you can imagine. So today I'm going to talk about some pretty exciting stuff. We're based out of Japan. We have an office here in San Francisco and LA, and we do some stuff in South America too. And what I'm going to talk about today is the interaction between advertising and graffiti. Because we get a lot of our influence from street culture, especially graffiti. So many ideas. And we have so many clients, so many things have been done before in the street environment. So what's exciting about graffiti is that it's illegal. And what's exciting about advertising is that it's legal. So everywhere you look where there's an exciting billboard or something kind of boring like this, you can see some hot popping street art on top of it. And what's interesting is that there's so much interaction between these two. Basically, we're looking for your eyeballs and where you're looking. This street artist who put it there, he knows exactly where you're looking. And it's kind of a chicken and an egg situation. This is a French graffiti artist. He does this great tile Space Invaders, and we don't know who put it first, but we both know where you're looking. And you're looking at the street little invader guy, or you're looking at the hip-hop billboard. So it's hot popping stuff. You can see some, whatever that advertisement there in the corner is. The point is, we know exactly where you're looking, and that's all we care about. Honestly, as an advertiser, it's how many impressions I get, and as a street graffiti artist, it's how much impact I can get on you. Maybe you don't like it, but that's the way it is. Because we want to get our street cred, our name up, whatever it is, we want to just impact and get our message out there. So it's a kind of a fun message. And what's exciting, again, is coming back to the concept of illegality. I mean, this is some great, awesome stair artwork in Japan, followed by a conference center, some exciting stair graphics. Both the same concept. Who did it first? I don't know. This is pretty expensive stuff. This is also some expensive stuff. Cool stuff. We like it. What's interesting, though, is that as an advertiser, I mean, we did some stuff for Nike, taking parking stripes and putting advertising all over it. Great stuff came from influence from hopscotch. Not really graffiti, but definitely something that's on the floor and something that's impacting people's minds. Sometimes people use this as an advertising medium as well, and there's a clear interaction between the two. Our company really tries to take what's maybe a problem. So here's some ugly tags on a handrail, and we thought, man, let's take this up, pop it a bit, make it a little more exciting. And what we did is we invested in some technology, some really cutting-edge stuff, some adhesives from Japan, and we were able to basically wrap an entire escalator, moving with people and everything with advertising. Cool stuff. This is for a department store in Japan, and it looks easy to do, but trust me, it's not. This is exciting. 30 seconds on there. We can get advertising here, we can do it there, we can do it there, all from the idea of a tag and a handrail. The cool stuff, trying to take it all over the world. What's exciting as a graffiti artist is that maybe people have seen BNE, Obey, Bansky in San Francisco, in Tokyo, in Japan, in Hong Kong. And it's all about going global, trying to turn your tag into a brand. And the same thing that's happening with the advertiser. We're turning our brand, whatever it is, Nike, Adidas, whatever it is, into a global brand. The same thing happens with advertising and graffiti. So here's some stuff we did in Australia. We've done it in Spain, in Hong Kong, in China, in Singapore, all over the world. Cool stuff, unique stuff that tries to make an impact and get people remembering it. We don't do boring billboards and things like that. And it's the same thing with graffiti. It all comes back to, again, to the point, high traffic equals graffiti and advertising. You never see graffiti hidden somewhere where there's no one looking. The same thing happens with advertising. This is cool stuff from Bansky. He's a graffiti artist just playing with that concept of where you're looking. And what's exciting, though, is that there's so much work that goes into placing an advertising. From the media buyer to the actual technicality of putting it, the same thing happens with a graffiti artist. This in Spain and Barcelona, this for Yahoo in Japan. It looks easy, but we're definitely not. I mean, you have to invest the resources, the time. This guy, he's got to go in the middle of the night. We got to do it in the middle of the night, too, when no one's writing that stuff. It's cool stuff. I wish I could show it to you moving, but it looks beautiful. Escalator moving. Here's some cool stuff that's very famous in Barcelona, political message. Our stuff tends not to be so political, but definitely cool, fun stuff that you can do. And it all comes back to the idea of getting street credibility. As an advertiser, you want to really win those Clios, win those awards. The same thing happens with graffiti. When you're doing graffiti, you want to go to the deepest place, in the darkest place, where there's people looking. Here's some tagging inside subway tunnels. We think it's cool. When I was a child in New York, I always thought, man, how the hell did they do that? How do they go inside the subway? And we thought, man, let's do the same thing. Couldn't we put advertising in there? And we are. This is in Santiago, Chile. We put basically 400 LCD screen type systems inside a subway tunnel. You ride the train, it animates like a flip book. You get a beautiful LCD quality image in the train window. Very cool stuff. Bit expensive, but definitely gave us some street cred, the same way stuff happens there. The way it works, we put the panels, they use neon lamps, flashes with some algorithms to match the time of the train. A lot of investment, a lot of research, a lot of engineers working on this, and this is what you get in the final window. Here in San Francisco, our competitor has a similar system that we don't think is as good as ours. This is what it looks like. It's beautiful. This is a German system. It's centered in the window. The passenger can look at it. Children like it. When I ride the train with people, they're just smiling and laughing. It's nice, and that's what we try to do, make you smile. And the same thing happens with the graffiti artist. He's just trying to make you smile sometimes with his message, things like that. What's cool about this stuff is that we're doing a lot of art-based advertising now, so it's getting away. And coming back to the end point, I just want to talk about impact and memory recall, or how many people actually remember what you see. The same thing happens with graffiti and advertising. Boring stuff, traditional stuff, gets low rates of recall and remembrance. Our stuff, we're trying to do a little more edgy stuff, can push it up. You know, the parking stripes, the escalator handrails, the metro tunnel advertising, pushing it up, 90+% recall rate, which means that 90% of the people who see this, 1 million plus a day, can remember the ad. Graffiti, it's hard to time that, but everyone's seen great graffiti that makes you smile and makes you laugh. Check us out online, App Global. We're definitely expanding, looking for all kinds of ideas to send them to us. Thank you.